Yep, looks like I have a crash. But I'm harvesting maximum power from the sun. Today's project, I'm going to install a 200 watt flexible solar panel on my bike trailer. I have installed a regular solar panel on this trailer before, but it was a regular solar panel. It's big and heavy. It weighs about 50 pounds and it causes the trailer to fishtail at speed. This flexible solar panel only weighs 6 pounds. It's barely 10% the weight of the previous glass solar panels. This panel will be much easier to install and it can eliminate a lot of problems that is associated with the bigger and heavier panels. But first, let me show you how I put all of this together. So this is just a baby carrier and I removed the canopy and it's got 4 main steel posts. So it's one here, one over there, and there's 2 more on the back. I installed 2 steel L brackets on the posts across here and across there. I just put a screw through here and one on this side, and it's holding up pretty well. It's nice and steady. This is just a metal L bracket that you use to install the garage opener on the ceiling. You can buy this at any local hardware store. And then I screwed 2 pieces of wood on the side. These are actually fence boards. You can see it's got cut off on the top here. And then I put another piece of wood in the middle to prevent the solar panel from sagging. So without this piece of wood, the panel will sag down in the middle. All 3 of these pieces of wood are screwed onto this metal bracket from the bottom up. My next step is just to put the solar panel on here and screw it on these 2 boards. In case you're wondering why I have this piece of green foam here, the main post is sticking up a little bit, and to prevent it from damaging my panel, and it might poke a hole through the panel, I just use a piece of foam and glue it on here. So that will prevent damage to the solar panel. Alright, I got the solar panel installed. I screw it down nice and tight. It's time to hook it up to my e-bike. Alright, I have hooked up the solar panel to my e-bike. Let me show you what I've got. The solar panel is connected to the eco-worthy charge controller. This is actually a DC to DC boost solar charge controller. So it takes a lower voltage from the solar panel and it boosts up the voltage to charge my battery, because my battery has a higher voltage than the solar panel. So from about 30 volts from the solar panel, it boosts up to about 50 volts. You can see there, 49.5 volts. And the current right now is 2.5 amps. It's about 4 p.m. right now, and you can see how long my shadow is. So I don't get full power from the solar panel, but that should be enough for this test. I have reset my trip distance to 0, and my battery setup charge is 65%. It's time to go for a ride. I'm on a bike trail right now, and I have gone for 3 miles. Battery state of charge goes down to 58%. Let's see how much we are charging. 48.7 volts at 2.2 amps. So that's a little bit over 100 watts. I would say about 110, 120. Now let's do a speed test. This bike without the trailer, it can do about 26 miles per hour maximum. I want to see how fast I can go with the trailer. Here we go, maximum speed test. $18, $20, $22, $23, $24, $25, $25.5, $26. Wow, that's the same speed without the trailer. That's crazy. So as you can see from the video, my maximum speed is still 26 miles per hour. So having the trailer or not does not affect the maximum speed of this bike. This bike is limited to about 26-28 miles per hour, but the motor is actually capable of more than that. So if I hook up the trailer, it's still powerful enough to get to maximum speed. And also because this solar panel is so light, it doesn't weigh anything at all. Let me show you a trick I can do with this bike trailer to increase the power coming from the solar panel. So check out the shadow on the panel. It's pretty long right now, and the sun is now at an angle. And right now we are charging at 48.6 volt, 1.97 amps. So that's about close to 100 watts. Now what I can do is to tilt the solar panel, tilt the whole cart. See if we can do this with just one hand. I'm going to tilt the whole cart down like that, and it's going to stay like that. Whoop. Come on, stay. All right, a little bit windy, but it's staying. Now let's check out the output first. Look at that, almost double the output, 3.3 amps. Isn't that crazy? The reason why I can tilt this trailer, that's because the connection here is the spring. Check this out. That is a spring. This spring is flexible enough to help you turn left and right. You can also tilt the trailer too and increase the output of the solar panel. .3 amps from 1.9 amps, almost double. And check out my battery, it's now 60%. How cool is that? It is now 5 p.m. and you can see how long my shadow is, and the sun's way over there. Let's see how much power we're getting from the solar panel. 47.6 volt, 1.4 amps. So the power actually goes down quite a bit. Now let's go ahead and tilt the panel toward the sun and see what we got. Just like that. Now it's angled toward the sun. Let's see how much power we're getting. You see what I'm saying? 48 volt, 3.1 amps. So it was 1.4 amp, right? Now it's 3.1. That's more than twice the output by just tilting the panel toward the sun. Isn't that amazing? Check out my battery. You see what I'm saying? 53%. So it was about what, 50%? That's amazing. In just a couple of minutes. That is awesome. Yep. Looks like I have a crash. But I'm harvesting maximum power from the sun. It's now 5:44 p.m. and the sun is low on the horizon. You can see how long my shadow is. Let's see what we got. I've gone for 16.2 miles. Battery is at 46%. For this bike, usually from 65%, my battery range is only about 15 miles. So by this time, 16 miles, my battery would have been dead without the solar panel. So as you can see, I'm still at 46%. That is awesome. Let's see how much we are charging right now. We're charging at 46.9 volts, 0.7 amps. Not much, but it is still charging because the sun angle is pretty low right now. But I can make it better. Let's go ahead and tilt this. And see what we got. We started at 0.7 amps. Holy cow! You see what I'm saying? 47.4 volt, almost 3 amps. That's more than 4 times the original current. It was 0.7 amp, it's now 2.9, almost 3 amps. That's crazy. 4 times the current. Wow. Let's check out my battery state of charge. So it was at 46%. We're now at 49% and increasing. That is awesome. So installing a smaller and more lightweight solar panel like this has so many advantages compared to a bigger class solar panel. The biggest advantage is I can tilt it and get more power, right? That's obvious. But the second biggest advantage is because it's lightweight. It is much more stable when I ride at higher speed. With a bigger and heavier solar panel, the trailer tends to fishtail when I ride at higher speed. But with this panel, I can ride as fast as I can, and it is very, very stable. It is so light, I can barely feel the trailer behind my bike. And that is all I have for now, folks. Again, the solar panel I'm using for this project is the MHPOWOS 200 watts flexible solar panel. I'll put the link down in the description. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.